Alan in Lake City, Florida, watching Free Speech TV on the Dish Network. Hey, Alan, what's on your mind?
Hey, Tom, it's a pleasure talking to you.
Thank you.
My question is in the early 1860s, the Republican Party was more or less the Liberal Party, and the Democrats were the Conservative Party. I'd like to know when they flip-flopped, when that happened. I'm interested to know about history.
Do you want the history before that or after that, or both?
Well, whatever you can enlighten me with. Really.
I'll give you the whole arc. Okay, when the country was founded, there were no political parties, and during the George Washington presidency, basically the first political party came out, and it was the Federalists. These were the people who were in charge, who believed in a federal constitution. They worked for the Constitution. They made George Washington president. Washington was proudly a Federalist. Then during the Washington presidency, George Washington's Secretary of State, young fellow by the name of Thomas Jefferson, started a group called the Anti-Federalists because he thought that the Federalists were going too close toward royalty, that they were becoming the party of what Thomas Jefferson referred to as the well-born and the well-bred. And so the Anti-Federalists came along, to oppose basically the big banksters and the wealthy people. And by the time of the John Adams presidency, the second president of the United States, where Thomas Jefferson was now vice president, and he and Adams hated each other so much they refused to talk to each other, the Federalists had become a full-blown conservative party. It was Adams' party. In fact, they passed the Alien Sedition Act. They started putting newspaper editors in jail for writing articles criticizing President John Adams. John Adams personally put 18 different newspaper editors in jail. Jefferson left town over this. He was so upset. And Jefferson created the Democratic Republican Party out of the Anti-Federalist movement. In the 1820s or so, the Democratic Republican Party dropped the word Republican from their name and became the Democratic Party, and has been ever since. They were the party not only of the rural South in large part, but and the party of the slave owners, so you could say that they were conservative in that regard, but they were also opposed to kind of big business stuff. It got really fluid from then until the 1840s, largely over slavery. And in 1856, in Flint, Michigan, June of 1856, the Republican Party was created. The Whig Party, which had come up, the Federalists died in the 1820s. They were replaced by the Whigs. The Whigs died in the 1850s. They were replaced by the brand new Republican Party, Abe Lincoln's party, which was a progressive anti-slavery party. By the so the story of the Civil War. By the 1870s, Lincoln is dead, and Reconstruction is starting to fall apart, and the progressive Republican anti-slavery party got taken over by the big railroad barons and became the party of big business. The Democratic Party remained basically the party of the South, and not the party of slavery, but the party of segregation. That lasted basically until the 1960s. When famously Lyndon Johnson said, okay, we're going to take the Democratic Party, we're going to support the civil rights of black people in the South, pass the Civil Rights Act, the Voting Rights Act, and all that stuff, the Kennedy and Johnson elections, and the Democratic Party became the progressive party in the United States. We had briefly, well, actually, it was a progressive party in the 30s, too, FDR, with regard to money but not race. And the Republicans have been progressive in the 1900s, right after 1900, with Teddy Roosevelt. So I probably hopelessly confused you, Alan, but that's the story.